I actually live like a slave. I don't know if it's just the last video that made me realize this or what it is, but my entire life is the same every single day. I can scroll up 150 days and it does not change. I have the same day no matter what. And I don't really know how I feel about this because when I was younger, I love to just wake up, hop on my video games, like fucking Minecraft, Fortnite, and just play all day and just like go to bed, eat pizza rolls, and do all this stuff. And that was freedom to me. That was the best life I could possibly ever live. And then as soon as I got more into I was high school, I had this routine a little bit more. I kind of liked it because I was in a routine. But the problem is that I also fucking hated it. I hated waking up early. I hated losing my entire day for bullshit. I literally made no money. I literally did no productive things with my time. I was just listening to people that are in the position that I don't want to be in explain to me what I think I should be knowing. It's stupid. It's a scam, right? So in this video today, I'm going to show you guys my slave routine that I do every single day, no matter what, that allows me to basically be on track with my goals. But more importantly, that has allowed me to kind of escape the matrix. Okay. I traveled from, the US where I was going to college, and then I dropped out of college to pursue online business, started making around 20, 30K a month. And then I moved to Barcelona more recently here. I'm in this beautiful European alleyway or whatever right now. And I did all of this because of this routine. If I didn't spend my energy and time in this way, I would not have gotten here. Okay. This is why this is so important to me. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows. I'm not going to lie. You might not have the guts for it, and that's fine. But if you want to live a better life, then you have to treat yourself like a little bit of a slave. So the first thing I want to show you guys is my calendar. Okay, my calendar looks the same virtually every single day, no matter what, right? And it'll shift, it'll vary a little bit here and there, but the activities I do on certain days are pretty much exactly the same every day, right? And this is completely intentional because if you can hold yourself to these standards and do this every single day, even if the inputs are a little bit lower quality depending on the day and depending how you feel, then you will be so far ahead of everyone else. Literally the only way you fail in anything, whether it's business, whether it's sports, whether it's, whatever it is, dancing, the only way you could fail is if you quit, right? So if you can learn to be consistent and instinctually have that, then no matter what the fuck you do, you are always going to make insane progress and be way ahead of everyone around you, right? That's the reason why I've been out pacing 5 different of my old friend groups, because none of them can keep up with how much I'm making, with what I'm doing, of where I'm going, any of it. Because I'm so good at leveling up my standards, and that's what you have to do, and that's why I recommend this routine, or something as structured as it, right? So the first thing I do in the morning is I wake up at a set time every day. I wake up at 9 a.m. every day. I used to sleep in. I don't anymore because I don't want to be the type of kid that just lays in bed. If you're if you're sitting in the bed, my fucking roommate here, he just sits in his bed for an hour and a half in the morning, and I'm like, you're ripping all of that time away that you can just jump right into the day, get in the sun, get some food in you, just start the day off right. So that's what I do. Wake up at 9 a.m. I have my first work block, which is about 3 hours long. I'm finding, I don't know, because when I was younger in high school and I was studying for exams, I would kind of I would study a lot, but I found that my studying didn't even fucking do anything. I would study for 7 hours and study for 1 hour, right? Different days. But I would find that the 1 hour day, I feel like I would know more stuff. I don't know because it was less brain fog or it was more focused work. But I'm finding that I am not God. I am not a God. I can focus, but I can't hormozy focus. So I'm training myself to be able to focus for longer periods of time. And I don't mean just working, right? I mean fucking earplugs in, headphones on, maybe Brain FM playing. And I'm just I'm in it. Right? That's what I mean by that. And so I'm doing 3-hour work blocks, separating by meals and maybe some walks here. And this is a little walk here. And the reason why I do all this is because it's really important to me that I'm bulking. I'm trying to gain weight. I'm trying to get bigger. So I eat literally every 3 hours, which takes up a lot of my energy and time and kind of fucks me up in work. But, it gives me the worst brain fog in the world. But what's good about this is that I have some time in between each little work session. So each work session I can go all in on, right? I can just lock myself in and focus for those 3 hours and just give it my all, and then be okay, we're done with that one. Let's move on to the next one. Then you just, tackle each one at a time. And I've found that to be the best way to get what I want done, right? Thankfully, with my clients, they crush it. So all I have to do is, coach them and kind of help them along. But I'm able to build really cool things during these times. So after that, I usually hit a late workout. Now, this is controversial, but for me, I'm just like my chronotype is like the night one or whatever. So I'm locked the fuck in at night. Like I go crazy. I'm, pushing myself to the absolute brim. I'm going to hit the most nasty push day to day. And all of that has to do with my goals of, getting bigger and getting more healthy and all that good stuff. So if I were you and you wanted to structure your slave routine, all right, your routine that you have to kind of grow and lock in and make actual progress, the first thing I would do is structure your work. Because like if you could structure your work, right, and actually like listen to it, then it will be so much easier. Like structuring your work is really important because a lot of people just try to work all the time, right? And if you work all the time, every single second of every day, like first of all, you will feel as if you are never taking a break and you will feel burnt the fuck out. And so if you can kind of structure it, and ideally like 3 to 4 hour work blocks, then that's great because like it gives you just like all of your energy. You can just like lock the fuck in, right? For those structured work sessions. The other thing I would do is plan out your meals in advance. Now, I know this is pretty controversial as well because like who the fuck wants to eat the same thing every day? This is pretty lame and pretty boring, but it's very, very essential. If you eat the same thing every day, you will find that like you get so much more done because you don't have to think about it. You just do the same thing every single day. You know you're getting your macros, you know you're hitting your protein, you know like how you'll feel after that meal. It's just there's no guesswork. So I eat basically the same thing every day. Sometimes I switch the meals around here and there, but ideally you just want to eat the same thing every day. You just want to remove all of those things that you expend all that brain energy on, right? So you can focus more. Because I will tell you one thing, throughout all of this journey, this whole time where I've been trying to start working online and do all this stuff and start a business and do this or that, drop out, do all of these cool things and travel, go to Dubai, all these cool places, whatever. I will say that all of it came from having a good routine. Every time I strung like away from that routine, every time I like didn't do what I know I was supposed to be doing at that time because of, weird behaviors, I just wouldn't make it as far. I never made real progress in the gym. I literally lifted for like 5 years of my life growing up and never made progress because I was like allergic to being consistent with myself. So that's the biggest change that I made, is just having this slave-like routine, because it allows you to just like demolish everyone around you, right? And that is the most powerful thing. Once you can have this structured routine where you're eating the same thing, you're doing the same things, you're working towards a goal, and you actually know what you want, like you quite literally become completely unstoppable. Oh, and another thing, if you want to know what I do and how I help people build, successful businesses online, description, check it out. If not, no worries. But I'm going to go ahead and leave my daily routine in the comments, not in the description, in the comments down below. So if you want to know what it is, check it out. If not, no worries. I don't care. Peace out.